It's clean out day at Poultry Paradise. And since it's time to clean out that nasty, stinky coop, I'm going to gather up the wheelbarrow, a shovel, my dog, apparently, and we're going to go get some work done over at the hen den. Our hen house has been home to as many as 21 chickens, roosting every night, and we've been trying the deep litter method in the coop. This has been the result of hours of research for the best coop floor cover. We looked into sand as a coop floor solution, but it has to be raked pretty often, and we weren't sure it would provide much insulating value in the winter. We considered hay, but discounted it pretty quickly as it absorbs liquid and doesn't dry out well at all. Straw is better, but we're using straw in the laying boxes and we didn't want confusion when they started laying. We had enough trouble with some of our girls laying on the floor of the coop at first, so straw wasn't really the answer for us. So, pine shavings was where we landed, as it allows us to layer it for a surprisingly long time. This is what they mean by deep litter method. Layering the pine shavings every few days to few weeks, depending on how much poop your girls are making, mixing in some odor-absorbing material like Coop Refresh, sprinkling around some Diatomaceous Earth, and repeat as necessary. We made it 10 months on this set of pine shavings. It was a little over a foot deep, and it did provide some good insulation when the temperatures dropped into the low 20s this winter. But we were having a hard time staying ahead of the smell, so we knew it was time for a coop clean out. What you're seeing today is the clean out as we drag the layers of pine shavings, the poop, the Coop Refresh, and the Diatomaceous Earth out of the big coop door and into the wheelbarrow. We'll run this over to a spot that we're making into a compost pile. Now Gus is being extra helpful today. That is, if you consider being wildly obsessed with a green ball to be helpful. With the shavings, or the poop cocktail, as it's dropped into the compost, we can layer some leaves here too. And goodness knows, we are way overdue on raking some of these leaves. It has been a windy winter. And there's Gus again, ever so helpful. As we've started cleaning it out, you can see the floor of the coop was nice and dry, even with layer after layer of poop sitting on top of it. It's really not that hard to scoop out, but then again, I guess that's easy for me to say because my husband's doing this part. There is one tiny spot that has a little bit of moisture, but it doesn't even feel wet. You can just sort of tell where it's a little discolored, but everywhere else, dry as a bone. And back to the compost pile. And more leaves to layer. Now you see our roosting bars here. We built these roost bars in our coop so they would pivot up and out of the way when we need to get in and do some work. We also built it up high enough off the ground so that as we drug the pine shavings straight into the wheelbarrow, that would be easy. And it's even tall enough for my 6'2" husband to stand up completely in the coop. These features of our little 4x8 chicken coop made today much easier. If we were having to do this and bend over or scoop it up into the wheelbarrow, it definitely would have taken a long time. Well, Gus and that green ball make for some wacky adventures. He managed to get it out of the back fence door this time. We've made this door for our chickens whenever we let them explore a little bit. And there it is. Oh, Gus. Now once the coop is clean and is aired out for a little while, we'll sprinkle some more Diatomaceous Earth and add the first batch of pine shavings. Oh, look at Phyllis. Being a little frisky today. And some other girls are really curious about what we're doing. So there's no need to spread our pine shavings right now because they're so naturally curious. These girls will have it spread out in no time. And now the girls have a nice new bedding in the floor of their coop, and we have a great start on some compost. I hope this was helpful. Hit that like button and subscribe.